Welcome back, guys, to episode number 69. Yeah, I said it. 69 of the Sweet Science podcast with your boy Fat Mouse. Who else we got in here?
It's your boy Cash with a K. No C.
Marveloso. Man, this weather has been testing. For a bigger person like myself, it's been testing. I can't leave my house without a spare t-shirt, either in the car or in my bag. And I guarantee that I have to use it within a few hours of being out. And even then, when I get home at the end of the day, I've been sweating. I was in Notting Hill. Sun was out. Weather was fantastic. Vibes were incredible. Sat down for a juice, 𝗕𝗏𝗏 juice bar. If you know about it, you know about it. And as I just sat there drinking my watermelon, mint, lime, and strawberry juice, sublime. I sat there, started seeing the wet patches dry up. Yeah, it's disgusting, but it's natural. And they just left little white salt patches. It's disgusting. And at that point there, I planned to stay out longer. But because of that, I just thought, we just got to call it a day. Second t-shirt of the day already. And I just thought, it's just a losing battle. So I went home and threw it in the wash. It's fresh again. And someone clocked that all I do is wear black t-shirt. Am I talking, what is this? Is this the Sweet Science podcast? Or am I just talking about me and my...
No, it's about the weather.
About the weather.
Tell us about the
But
weather.
all I've got is about 25 of these black t-shirts. And that's all I wear, t-shirt wise. I don't know, man. White just stains, like, just shows grime quickly, innit? I don't care if it's, like, I'm clean, innit? But if I'm out, white just doesn't look great. And then grey, I'm a sweaters, innit? So if I'm wearing grey, game over. That thing there is just going to look like a world map.
Let's get you a navy t-shirt or something.
I mean, I'm going to venture out and try other colours. I've got a couple white, innit? Like, I can do white. I'm not a flipping caveman, innit? But, like, they just don't look as pristine as... this is never going to look pristine. It's just black. Black is black. Do you get me? That's why I do it.
Black is pristine.
Black is pristine. But, yeah. It's tough times. But apparently, today is Sunday. What's the date?
Can't remember.
Something, innit? Sunday,
Something
the 10th of September. Apparently, that's it. This is the end of the heat wave. And although I've enjoyed it, it's been tough. For somebody of my stature, yeah? It's been tough. It's been hot. Whoever was in this studio, this particular room before us, is an idiot. Because we came in, the AC's on blast now, on cold. The setting was on hot. The door was hot. The room was hot. And you know how long it takes to cool out a room like this? I was livid. Walking in here, I was cursing whoever was in here last. Anyway, man, this is 20 minutes we've been talking about the weather.
Not really, it's been like 3.
Innit? It just feels like a long time.
Feels like a long time. So it's alright though. You had to get it out there because the weather has been a bit crazy.
I had to get it off my chest.
You did. Thanks. You did, like the salt patches.
Yeah, they are. They're not pleasant. They're not pleasant. They look so bad. You know, for the average person, that's like 2 days of unwashed t-shirt. You know, if you like recycled and you're just a nasty person.
2 minutes.
For me, that's it.
Do you have to counter that?
No.
Just spray it again.
Spray it with what? Water. That's nasty though. Why am I going to soak myself?
I'm saying, say you can't go home. For
okay, if I've got no choice.
You wet it again and it will dry up. It will dry up without the patch.
But that's long though, isn't it? I have to
it
go
depends,
somewhere,
like,
dash it in the
if
sink.
you've got like
a bottle.
Get a bottle or something. Just
oh, like okay, yeah. So just a little, yeah,
basically
maybe.
Look,
I used to be like, oh, I'm sweating. I'm trying to hide. I don't have that shame no more, blood. I'm a big man. We sweat. It's hot. I don't know how many degrees it is outside. Feels like 47. So it is what it is, isn't it? I don't care no more. Someone said,
"Are you like me, where you're naturally just always hot?"
I've been a sweaters and I'm always hot. I'm always hot.
I remember
I love cold.
In the winter.
Yeah.
When I used to work in Waterloo and I used to jump on the train.
Bloody hell.
It was calm though. In the morning, it wasn't even that bad. I want to talk about winter times.
Yeah, it's still, man, it's still hot. You're underground, blood.
It's so embarrassing, because I'll be the only one on the train
sweating,
dripping of sweat.
Blood.
And everyone else is just looking like, bro, why does this guy look like he just ran 15
8
kilometers?
a.m. What's going on? Why is he sweating?
It'll literally be 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And the station is about 5-minute bop from my yard.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm running for the train. It's underground, so it's running every couple of minutes. It doesn't matter if I miss one.
Yeah.
None of that. So I don't have an excuse to sweat. There's no reason for
I don't
me.
think it's an. But I mean, people just
like, if someone
think
asked
if
me
you're
on the
sweating,
train-
oh, it's better. What's it called? Like exertion in it. Nah, it's not that. I'm just a sweater. Apparently, it's healthy.
But that's what I'm saying.
But it's long.
It's very annoying.
It's long to deal with because boom, all of a sudden, I can't leave my yard without a vest. By the way, like I'm always rocking it. I don't know what is this. What is this pod? I'm always wearing a vest. That thing there, if it gets soaked, it's game over. I just stay wet throughout the day. Pause. You get me? And then there's this one underneath, on top. Sorry. And then that you just get a mad patch underneath in the armpit. It usually just stops there. But these days in this heat, it's here where my seatbelt is. There's a patch. I got a line like a army ammo thing of just water. It's mad. It's mad.
The worst would be when I'm sweating, but you know, in the morning, like when you get rush hour, innit?
Yeah.
After work or before work, and
Yes.
then everyone's bunched up. So imagine you've got me,
And just their heat around you as well.
big
It's just
hairy
making,
machine behind you,
yeah.
dripping
Yeah.
on
Conscious
the
of
way
that.
to
You're
work
conscious
in
of
the
that,
morning,
right?
and I'm just like, I'm trying, and I'm stuck, like I can't
yeah,
move.
yeah.
And I'm already stiff as it is,
Yeah,
bro. You know,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
stiff as a board, and I'm just trying to maneuver my way without knocking someone's
Right,
head
you know
off
what, man?
or
Yeah.
bumping into them, and it's just, and I'm going like that, but then I don't know where to flick the rest of the sweat.
That shit on the person
And
next
it's
to you.
just, I'm like, I don't know what to. Bro, some of the worst memories of my life have been on the underground, bro.
Yeah.
Because of that heat.
It is. It's long. It's long. Trains are not pleasant for a lot of people. When it's busy, I don't think it's for anyone in it. But when you're again this size, this susceptible to getting hot, it's long. But yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, as Mouse was saying, it was very hot.
it was mad hot.
And another place which I'm assuming might have been very hot
Very hot. Probably.
was across the Oceania. We went to Australia. We went to Sydney.
Tell them.
We went to Australia,
Tell
Sydney
'em.
for UFC 293, where the UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya defended against number 5 contender from California, the brash, rough and tough Sean Strickland.
Well, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Let me tell you guys something, all right? He's just he's a funny guy. He's a very odd ball. But yeah, I mean, do you want to tell us how it went? Or what do you want to, how do we deliver this one?
This one is quite insane, actually.
This doesn't deserve or solicit the official formal way that you drop it.
Yeah.
It's more like, what the heck happened?
Yeah. This
So-
does, and also it doesn't deserve you ruining it.
Do you reckon?
By
No, but everyone knows.
It happened in the fourth.
Oh yeah, I can't remember if
What's
it was the
his-
third or the second.
What's his name?
What happened again? This is the thing.
What promotion?
That's 100% me. I'm not here for all these details. I'm just there for the violence. I'm there for the result, and I'm just there for the entertainment. And I'll relay that to you guys. I bring the energy. This guy brings the facts. Do you get me?
Factos.
Facto. But
Yeah. It was just insane. It was.
Sean Strickland,
I can't.
Sean Strickland, who was a heavy underdog, came in obviously against the champion Israel Adesanya. Many people wrote him off. I'm not gonna lie, I silently thought there is much more of a chance than people are giving him. But it's like in my head, I feel like he's gonna get battered. But in my heart, I'm like, he can do this. I said this, innit? But first round, I was wilding out. When he got the knockdown. Right? So Sean Strickland, who defied all odds, yeah, and went the distance with Izzy, and became the new middleweight champion of the world. This all-American, former Nazi, convict, slightly autistic fella just defied all odds. And what a madness. You, Cash, were rather upset He's a big fan of both.
I wasn't upset.
You were in denial. That's what you were.
I wasn't.
Sean Strickland
I wasn't.
beat Izzy 4 rounds to 1. One of those rounds, there was a knockdown. You could argue that's a 10-8, but it wasn't enough to be a 10-8. Do you get me? Because it wasn't near being stopped. It wasn't close to it. Because even though he knocked him down and he jumped on him, it was he kept cool. Izzy kept his cool. Round ended, and he also came back the next round. Izzy took that one, but it was a tough battle. There's so much to say. So I'm going to actually just take a step back for a second and let you drop your comments.
Why?
No, because I'm going to let you drop your comments in case there's anything you want to say, and I'm just hogging. But there's a lot to talk about.
Adesanya won the fight.
This guy legitimately, by the way,
robbed.
I watched it live with him.
Robbed.
He was like, I think it's 4-1 to Izzy.
I never said that. I didn't say that, bro. Stop making me sound insane.
Blood, you were certain. Okay, I think you said 4-1. If not, you said 3-2. But I'm quite sure you said it's 4-1 Izzy.
Okay.
Izzy's doing so. Izzy looked busier. Izzy looked busier.
He was busier
when it was. Izzy looked busier because he moves around more. Strickland was just calm, composed, very, very stoic in the cage. Just like, you know what? He was zoned in. And I think, I'm not mistaken, yeah? Izzy said to him, why are you so tense, bro? Like, why are you so... In the cage, during the fight, he's like, why are you so tense, bro?
I didn't even
This was first round. I believe that's what was said, yeah? And Strickland just ignored him. He was just in there with his little weird style, which works, the man dance, and just waiting. He was stalking him. I didn't see him. I hardly saw him take a step back. I hardly saw Izzy able to advance. I don't recall seeing Izzy in the center of the cage. Mind-blowing stuff. Mind-blowing stuff. But it did at times look like he was reluctant to engage. This is Strickland. Whilst Izzy was trying to apply the pressure, but he just couldn't get through the guard. Whatever that was some MMA Philly shell. It was very effective. Very effective. Head kicks were just nothing. Punches were nothing. You have to salute the guy, man. You have to salute the guy. He says, I'm the best striker in the UFC or in the middleweight division.
One of the best.
I think he said that. I think, okay, well, he's one of the best. And he proved it, man. He proved it. On the way here, I was like, I thought he was going to end it in round 1. I said this. And I was like, imagine that. And then Cash was like, nah, but to be honest, going the distance and dominating for 5 rounds is a lot more of an achievement. And I see it. And I think now you're seeing straight. But in the moment, you were definitely blind by your fandom of Izzy.
This is how I put it, yeah? When I was watching it live, maybe I don't actually understand what came over me to think that. No, being honest. When the fight was finishing, I think I genuinely thought Adesanya had won the
fight.
You
thought it was 4-1, blood.
I don't know if I said that. I can't remember. Maybe I did. Maybe
I
I did. I just don't remember.
like you did.
I remember I was pacing around 20 minutes after, just trying to... I was
trying to fathom what happened.
I was trying to comprehend what I had just seen, and I couldn't believe it because of all of the outcomes. You know when Doctor Strange tells Iron Man how to defeat Thanos, and he goes, "There's 1,000 different ways, but only one of them works." Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it in the Avengers.
Nope, I'm not a nerd.
I had all the other ways to win for both men.
Yeah,
but the one I didn't have Strickland doing was unanimously decisioning Israel Adesanya. I don't even know if that makes sense. I just didn't have him winning a points decision, especially via a unanimous margin. It was away from
it wasn't
home.
close. It wasn't close.
Away from home.
Like Spider-Man.
He was away from home like Spider-Man. You're right.
I told you,
he was far from home, and it was, for me, it was one of those ones where I was more focused on what Izzy was doing because I'm a fan of 𝗧𝗍. Not that I'm not a fan of Strickland. I love him. I think he's hilarious. He's an absolute nut job, and different characters are good for the sport. And he's just one of them guys. He's gonna get in there with every single person.
Yeah,
doesn't matter, and he's gonna battle it out.
Yeah,
you gotta love him. But obviously, for a long time, I've supported 𝗧𝗍 and I've liked his style. I've always enjoyed his fights. You know, we call ourselves the sweet science. We appreciate the sweet science behind combat sports, whether it's boxing or MMA. And a lot of people give 𝗧𝗍 stick for his style. I don't find it boring. I think he fights smart. Sometimes you have to do what you need to do to win.
I don't think it's ever boring.
And yeah, no.
Well, no, that's wrong.
No, at times
I think it's rarely boring.
Yeah, at times he can be a bit slow or reluctant in his.
I just think it shows his facets, innit?
But at the end of the day, he gets what he needs to do done to win the fight. And you know, he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
But that's not the point anyway. It's just the fact that I think I was so solely focused on watching 𝗧𝗍 and what he's going to do that I completely discounted and discredited Strickland in the moment. And then when I thought about it, rewatched it today. Yeah. Because even in the moment, I was like, bro, why is his defense so good?
But you know, you said his defense is sick, but he's not doing enough. In the moment, you said Strickland is not doing enough to win. I was like, you said this. I don't know if you call it. I was like, what? I said, blood, that was his round. You said, how is it his round? What did he do to win?
So basically,
it's mad because I was seeing it very Strickland centric, not because I wanted 𝗧𝗍 to lose. I want a little bit of parity. Sorry, I know I'm hogging and I took over.
No, that's fine.
But the reason is I wanted a little bit of parity in it. And like I said, my heart felt like he could win or he would win. But the mind tells you, nah, come on, logically, he has no chance.
Don't get me wrong. Even I thought, I don't know if I said it to you or who I said it to. I was like, I think 𝗧𝗍 might lose this weekend.
That's mad.
I don't know why. I just had a weird feeling about the whole, like, you know, in some fights you just get that feeling.
Yeah.
And you're like, it just doesn't look like it's gonna end well.
Yeah.
Like, Strickland just came in, the crowd was on him. We spoke about this before we started recording. The fans loved him more than they loved 𝗧𝗍 in Australia, and I think that was a big shock to 𝗧𝗍.
100%.
I don't think he could believe that, you know, he's come basically home.
Yeah.
And Strickland's come in, who is this wild man, brash, very entertaining, but does say a few things. And I think 𝗧𝗍 thought maybe the fans were going to be on his side more so, just because obviously he's coming home and he's from that area. He's around the you know, he's in Australia, New Zealand all the time. But also because, you know, he tried to mention a few things like he kills a dog and...
Yeah, it's weird. He tried, yeah.
Not saying that Strickland didn't, because Strickland tried that thing with him as well. You know, you got your ex on a T-shirt and, you know, all this stuff. It was a bit weird, the press conference.
Yeah.
But I think that really played a factor into his mentality.
Yeah.
And Sean just... The reason I said he didn't look like he was doing enough, because maybe I watch it from a boxing perspective so much more than a mixed martial arts perspective. Yeah. But that's what they basically did in that fight. It was basically a boxing match.
It's crazy.
𝗧𝗍 kicked,
it's crazy. Yeah.
But it was a stand-up fight. It was really just a 25-minute stand-up fight.
That's crazy. That was the man dance. That is like exactly what Strickland's on. Just straight up. Just punching. Occasional kicking, but like you said, not very much at all. Just CTE central.
Yeah.
You get me?
It was that. It was literally that.
Yeah.
And the reason I think I didn't, in the moment, probably made the wrong choice, or the decision, that I had in my mind, was because I was so focused on 𝗧𝗍.
Yeah.
To me, it just looked like Strickland was walking him down and doing nothing else. But then when you realise it, nothing was really landing clean from 𝗧𝗍, which is crazy.
Bonkers.
Just that alone is an achievement, because he's so accurate. He is basically known as one of the greatest strikers, if not the greatest striker in UFC history, let alone in the middleweight division. Yeah. He can connect, and he usually lands shots on
at will.
At will. Yeah. And we're talking about one of the most decorated kickboxers of all time. You know? And Strickland just went basic. Just simple 𝗙𝗵𝗆, but that weird...
It was a weird
𝗙𝗵𝗆.
𝗙𝗵𝗆.
Yeah,
it's adaptive, isn't it?
It's an adaptive Philly shot. But the thing is, people are talking about it a lot now, but he's used that style for a long time.
Exactly.
The only reason people are talking about it now is because he dominated using it.
It's because he used it against someone who is just an elite striker. And it worked.
He did the same thing against Alex Pereira. But the reason he lost against Alex in the fashion he did is because, I mentioned it to you before as well, he didn't go gung-ho against Adesanya like he did against Pereira. Yeah. He came in against Pereira thinking, I'm going to blast him out.
Yeah,
and he didn't.
Yeah.
He ended up getting blasted out. Whereas 𝗬𝗓, in this fight with 𝗬𝗓, he used his brain. He was methodical.
Patient.
He waited.
Super patient. So patient that you thought he wasn't doing enough.
But at the end of the day,
he was doing exactly what he
was making 𝗬𝗓 miss. He was punishing 𝗬𝗓. And at the end of the day, I can't have any sort of disagreement with the decision.
It's mad that you did.
Everyone in the world probably thinks that at the moment, but you know, he definitely 𝗬𝗓 did lose the fight. I think I was just more so like denial. Yeah, I can't believe
you were in denial. You were 100% in denial
because it was one of it was a fight. It was a fight where I genuinely couldn't see any way for Strickland to win, but that was my mistake.
Yeah,
because in MMA you cannot count out anybody.
Yeah, but again, like you said,
it's not even that. Sorry. It's not even the way. It's not even the fact that he won the fight. I was more shocked and just in awe of the fashion he did it.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Because he could have won if he took him down and held him down for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Or if he tried to submit him or ground and pound. Or if he caught him like he did in the first round when he hurt him and then just, eventually, rushed him and stopped him.
Yeah.
There are those things that happen all the time.
Yeah.
And he has those abilities over Adesanya, like the grappling and the wrestling and the groundwork. Definitely. But for him to go to Australia, be the man who wasn't meant to actually be there. So he was, he wasn't meant to be in that position.
Yeah.
He got there, got the title shot, got into 𝗬𝗓's head, which not a lot of people do, and then decisioned him.
Outstruck the striker. 𝗧𝗶𝗸 is raging. He is absolutely bubbling with rage. He is like, what the heck, man? What the fuck? That's meant to be me. That's supposed to be me. But blood, that's mad. Mad. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Like you said, like you just reminded me of the fact that wasn't meant to be him. That was really and truly Dana White, Hunter Campbell, and the other fella throwing him in just because he's fought everybody else. Let's just throw him in.
Did you see the Ariel Helwani tweet?
No.
So Helwani tweeted that they didn't want to give it to Strickland. They were basically forced because there was no one else.
That's what I'm saying.
That wanted to take it.
Yeah.
Like they offered the fight to 5 other people before they gave it. It was something crazy. I'll put the tweet up here and you can see it. Something along the lines of they offered the fight to so many other people, and no one else took it, or it didn't make sense for them at the time, and Strickland's the one who took it, and now he is the man that is at the top of the sport, the top of the mountain in that division.
Crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. So the thing about UFC.
Here's the thing, guys.
Dana is quite lenient with the way these guys can speak out of the cage. Yeah, he doesn't really care. He always says it's the fighting game.
Yeah, these guys are fighters. They fight for money. What do you expect?
Let them do what they want.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a slight worry.
Yeah.
With Strickland being the champion now, because he is unhinged. He is a maniac. And he does say some ridiculous things. And regardless of how, it doesn't matter how lenient you are as a boss or the company, the people who represent your sport at the top, like the main guys.
Yeah, they need to be poster boys.
They have to have some sort of that
decorum
or responsibility.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Strickland won't, because listen, he's an intelligent guy. No matter what he says or what he does, he's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing,
and he knows that that's why the people love him.
Exactly.
He's playing that.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's this crazy maniac 24/7. I think he's had a very traumatic life. I think he's grown up tough, And I think he is a man's man, the way he says it. You know, he sees things and says things as they are.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think he knows what's entertaining, what sells, and I think he knows what the people like from him. So he continues it on, because you've seen him in his vulnerable spots, like in the Embedded and the Countdown show, like with his girlfriend and going hiking and stuff. It's a completely different side of it.
It is. It's true.
It's that mad sweet. He's just like some.
But that is part of his vulnerability, isn't it? Like he's not. This is gonna sound so moist, but he's not really known love in it. So now that he's got this partner, he's loving it. That's his soft spot, clearly.
100%.
But I mean, I don't think that. Maybe that will tame him a little bit, but he's still.
Right,
unhinged, like you said.
I think he's smart enough to realize that he's going to have so many more eyeballs on him. Yeah. A lot of children now are going to be looking up to him as a champion. So he's not going to be as. I don't think he'll be as nuts. It depends on the platform, though, isn't it, where he is. If he's on certain podcasts and stuff, then he might.
Let's get him on.
But I do think the UFC are kind of bricking it a little bit now, and maybe regretting their decision putting him in there.
I don't think they should, though, because this is, like you said, he's got a massive fan base.
They shouldn't.
He's a popular champion. Do you get it?
It's the fight game.
And it's the fight
You
game.
shouldn't put someone in there and not expect him to have a chance of winning. It's that, I'm sorry, but like, you can't be at the top, be these, the guys making these decisions and expect everyone who you put in against your elite fighter, your main man, to get walked through. It doesn't happen, And at the end of the day, there's a risk in every fight, and you need to know that the potential of this is this. You know, the upside is this, and the downside could be this. I don't think there's a downside to it, because everyone has their own character. Some people say certain things, some people are quiet. You've got guys that don't even speak English who are your champions. And so it's hard for you to build their brand or build your brand as a company. I just hope they don't try to, put their thumb down. And
just dampen his...
him or silence him a little bit. I don't think they will, because that's not what Dana's known for. But with Strickland, it's a bit different. There hasn't been a champion like him in a long time.
he needs a balance in it. So he keep the same energy. Be that madman that you are, but just... clean up a little bit, just polish up a tiny bit. But I think he's already getting there. I'm not gonna lie, he is already getting there.
You can see a difference in it.
Yeah. That Joe Rogan podcast, that was a while ago. I lie?
A few months ago, definitely.
A few months ago.
I think so.
And a lot has changed since then, because he now knows I'm in title contention. I'm like, whoa, I'm very close to becoming a champion, potentially. At the very least, even if I don't get the belt at this point, then I'm known to a lot of people, because I'm fighting 𝗍𝗍 in Australia on a pay-per-view. Like, obviously he's already known, but this is another level. He's thinking, damn, I need to kind of just polish up just a little bit. So now he's no longer going to talk about encouraging his dad to kill himself. It's mad. It's mad that he did this. But that's him, innit?
That's what makes him Sean Strickland.
Exactly.
This is a question I had in my mind, and I wanted to ask you. And I find it strange, but I don't know if it's true or not. But when fighters win the belt, a majority of them love it, but then there's that small minority who say, I don't care about the belt. It's a piece of metal, piece of plastic, whatever it is. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care. Not that they're not happy they're the champion, but they're saying that the belt doesn't mean anything. Being a world champion doesn't mean anything. They just like to fight. Strickland made that point. He said, I'm over it already. Do you buy that? Because I think when you become a professional, here's my point of view. When you become a professional fighter, of course, there's a lot of people who want to get paid for it. You want to get paid for it. But when you become the top fighters, like when you become, one of the best in your division of your era, whatever it is, surely, like there must be inside you where it's like, all I want to do is be the best. I want to be number one. I want to be the world champion. I want to have that belt.
No, I think everyone wants to be number one. Everyone wants to prove that they are the best. Everyone wants to show, like he said, you haven't even seen my wrestling. I just want you lot to know that I can strike, because you lot think I'm just a striker, but you didn't realize how good I am. I'm one of the best, like you said. I want to show you lot I can do the wrestling, but because I'm slightly autistic, all I do is just revert to type and just box, just strike. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I do believe that he just sees it as, it's just a thing. You know what I mean? The belt itself. But what it means that he's the best, a lot of people want that. So when they just say, oh, forget the belt is just the belt, I get that. But a lot of people still want to prove that they're the best. Kevin Holland says, I don't care. I don't even want to fight 5. I believe him as well. He doesn't even want to fight 5 rounds. He wants to keep fighting 3 rounds, get his money because he's popular. And, you know, if he gets a 5 rounder, I guess he'll take it, but he doesn't really care too much. You get it? I also believe him. But he also might be saying that because he just knows he's not elite. Do you get it? Sean Strickland said it maybe just as a security net or safety net, because I'm not going to make it. He probably assumed, he did assume, he said, I assumed I wasn't going to win. I thought, actually, damn, this is too much for me. But at the same time, he said, I've got the belt. I'm going to go back to Extreme Couture, you know, show off the belt for a minute. We're going to go back to training. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to carry it around. A lot of people do that, go around, you know, partying with the belt. It's a bit long.
Yeah.
I don't think he sees it like that at all. But he does want to know, and he does want it to be known, that he's one of the best in his division. Or the best in his division, which he is now. Do you get me?
100%.
There's a difference between the champion and having the belt kind of thing. He's separated the two. They come together, but he's separated the two. Yeah, I want to be the champion. Of course I do. That's why his reaction was the way it was. He was happy. But the belt itself doesn't mean too much. He even said, how much can I get for it? Someone told him 1.7. So they keep a replica of the belt. I didn't clock that. Is it still gold? It is still got. It must still be made of gold, isn't it?
I think so.
It can't not be, innit? But then they just got bare belts. But yeah, everyone. The thing is, most people want to be champion, obviously to prove that they're the best. But secondly, because it comes with P, it comes with a lot of money. Do you get me? Comes with more money per fight, more eyes on you, more opportunities. You know. And I think, like he said, not many people want to sponsor me because I'm nuts. I'm nuts. But, you know, he's got that Monster Energy one. And then I'm sure he's going to probably get a few more, but he's going to have to clean up a little bit.
Yeah.
Not completely. And I don't want him to completely change because that's dead, innit? Then it just shows that he's a bit, it shows potentially hypocrisy because he's talking about 𝗬𝗓 doing X and Y and Z for money. If he then completely cleans up his act and just becomes a polished guy completely, then it's dead. Like, be yourself. Yeah. Do your thing.
But yeah, I think we both know he won't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I don't think he will. But yeah,
what you were talking about is an interesting point where you mentioned the safety net.
Yeah.
You know, him saying that because you know him not expecting to win. I think he did that a lot because I feel like he knows if he does have a rematch, he will lose. And it sounds crazy me saying that, but
you just sound like a hater.
No. When I was watching his post-fight press conference. It kind of sounded like, because I'm not saying that he knows he's going to lose and he's definitely going to lose. It's the safety net. It's me not over-celebrating, being overzealous now because in my next fight I could lose it. Like he said before, Pereira had it. I don't know who said it. Pereira had it. Next fight, Adesanya won it off him. Yeah. I fight someone, I took it off Adesanya. Then I fight someone, I could lose it next. It's a smart way to think.
Yeah, it's the logical way.
It's the logical way to think because, you know, you could be walking around with a belt, celebrating, going to the clubs and the parties. Yeah, if that's your persona, 4 months down the line, you get sparked out in round 1, belt's gone, on to the next, and it's like, overdid it. But at the same time, you got to enjoy the moment. So it's one of those ones. It's a double-edged sword because it's like you don't want to over celebrate, you don't want to be over excited about it because you want to crack on and get down to business. But at the same time, this is the moment you've been waiting for a long time, and it's super unexpected. Nobody could even imagine that it would happen in the way it did because it was so easy. He made it look so easy. Yeah. And this brings me on to the other point where I wanted to get to is I don't think 𝗬𝗓 was flat. I don't think 𝗬𝗓 looked off. And I don't think anything was wrong with 𝗬𝗓. In the moment, I was frustrated because I was like, he's constantly fighting off the back foot and he's not engaging with him. It's all good and well waiting for someone to counter. You're waiting to counter someone. You're trying to play possum 24/7. Yeah. You're on the back foot. But, you know, if you're an elite kickboxer, an elite striker, I think one thing you need to be comfortable on the back foot. You can't always just have it your own way in the center of the ring. Of course. Center of the cage. But then also at the same time, like, you got to take risks. You need to, especially if you know that it could be a tight fight. Yeah. Or you're losing. Yeah. you know, in that 5th round, like Dana said, I didn't see any urgency from him, and I was like, bro, let that right hand go.
Yeah.
If you get caught countered, you get countered.
But I don't think so. So Dana's reason for that was saying he was flat, and that's why there wasn't even urgency in the 5th round. I'm sorry, you can make excuses, and sometimes you can tell when someone's having an off night. I do just think that Strickland, although that wasn't his game plan, that wasn't their game plan. Even mid-fight, in between rounds, he's been told level change, shoot, you know, go for a takedown, make sure he's aware of that threat. He didn't do it. I think he did it once. And even then it was like a half-hearted, you know, shoot or shot rather. But it was like, it worked. It was the most efficient game plan. His face he's a white man, and he had barely anything on his face.
Not even a scratch, bro.
He had a pink nose.
I think that's all I saw.
Like he had a cold, and that was it.
He blew his nose really hard.
That's it.
That's what it looked like. And Adesanya, on the other hand,
Adesanya got
in the moment, like,
bullet.
afterwards, he didn't look as bad because it was just the black eye. But in the moment, he was bleeding. Lip was popped. Yeah, it was bad, and it didn't even see, like Strickland said, I don't even hit that hard.
Yeah,
and you know, if you watch the fight, apart from the round 1 knockdown, there wasn't anything that was really solid from Strickland that landed clean flush on Adesanya. But it was just a continuation of being pressured, being put on the back foot, and having someone just in your face who isn't going anywhere, which you made the perfect point yesterday.
Thanks, mate.
Allows you to mentally beat someone, which leads to a physical beating. Yeah. Once you start deciding in your mind that I can't really do this with this guy anymore, whether the other guy's got the physical capabilities or the skills to better you, doesn't matter because you're already at that mental block.
Yeah, check that.
Whether he's slower than you, worse than you, you know, less accurate than you, you're already on the back foot, figuratively and
and physically.
Like you're just in that mindset. So you're trying to play catch up the whole fight, but how can you catch up when you're on your back foot? It's crazy. Yeah, Izzy was trying to play catch up, trying to take lead, but he's doing that whilst he's circling the cage on the back foot.
Literally the whole time he was playing mouse, and I get they kept saying it, and he was playing fat mouse, so I can see like they kept saying it, and I'm not just reusing their words, but that's in my head when I think about the fight. All I can picture is Izzy against the cage wall or whatever, the cage itself, and he's doing this. A lot of the time he was just doing that and changing direction and just evading. It was just pure evasion. You get me? And it was not enough to win, not enough to, you know, like he lost. He lost, and he lost pretty badly, very decisively. You can't say it was an off night. You can say he has a chance in the rematch, of course. But here's the thing. I do not want an immediate rematch. I do not want an immediate rematch because, please, you've been given that opportunity a couple of times, and I know you're the champion that the UFC want. But, blood, let's just have some parity. Let's just have some difference. Like, now Sean Strickland, if he fights somebody else and he defends it successfully, well done. This is a bit more exciting. He loses it. Oh my God, Cannonier. All of a sudden, for example, he's the champion now. Like, let's just see it switch hands a little bit. Like, nobody wants to see the champion. Like, I respect his body of work, Izzy. I respect his body of work. He's done a hell of a lot, and he's super successful, and he's deserving of that success. But it gets a bit boring when you fought everybody twice pretty much and there's nobody else for you to fight, and all you can do is reprove yourself. Okay, yeah, Costa versus Chimaev. Let's say Chimaev wins that. Okay, a bit of parity. But what if he doesn't? We're going to see him fight Costa again. Good, I want Costa to get that opportunity again, but maybe of somebody else. You get it? Or not for a belt. Costa and Izzy can still have that fight, but not for the belt. It's just like, please, let's change it up a little bit. You get me? The middleweight division, he's the face of that. He's the face of the UFC pretty much, right? But he's the face of that division. Middleweight, title fight, you're assuming, okay, who's Izzy fighting next? Do you get me?
Yeah.
You don't mention it's Izzy. You just say title fight. You know it's going to be Izzy. Even though now he's not the champion, he's still like, even when I lost, everyone was still calling me champ. Of course, everyone's calling you champ. Because you've been so dominant. So dominant. But it's time for a little bit of change. I'm not going to be like an extreme hater and say, oh, he's already had a chance to he already got an immediate rematch when it was Pereira and this and that. It's not that. It's not even about he doesn't deserve it or he doesn't. Like the champ who's been a champ for that long does deserve these things by default. I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see a rematch right now. I want to see some mix up. Do you get it? Things just change. It's getting a bit boring.
I want to see an immediate rematch. Because, like you said, you respect the body of work. He's beaten everyone there is. So if he's done that, regardless of him winning and then losing it again and then, he deserves that opportunity. Whether he takes it or not is a different circumstance. I think he will definitely take it if he gets offered an immediate rematch.
He would never not take it. He will never not take it.
There are some fighters, I'm not saying he wouldn't, but there are some fighters out there
I know, but
one fight in between. I believe he would take the immediate rematch.
No, but I'm talking about him specifically. That's not his style.
Yeah, exactly. That's
somebody like Aljo, even Aljo, he said he wants an immediate rematch. But okay, I can rebuild. You know what? I can take some time off. The less pressure. Let me get a tune-up fight. It's not a tune-up fight, and then come back in. But it's someone like Izzy with that mindset. He doesn't want it. He wants that belt again. He loves the belt.
The difference is he genuinely believes he's the better fighter.
Of course.
So if you believe that, it doesn't matter. You'll take the rematch next week, like 𝗔𝗶𝗵 said.
Yeah.
I would take it next weekend if we could.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see an immediate rematch just because I think for the amount of wins he has in the division and who he's defeated and the manner he's done it, he deserves an immediate rematch. I think once that's over and done with, if Strickland wins again, then Adesanya, then the rebuild starts, and it's not just one fight title shot. Then it's 2-3 fights.
No, it's definitely 2-3 fights. Yeah.
And then if Strickland loses, you do a trilogy.
Yeah, but then you're holding up a whole division yet again. But it's fun. I get it.
Depending on the fashion of the next fight. So say for example, Izzy comes in and starches him, and that. I'm just giving you an example. Comes in and destroys him. Like 1 or 2 rounds and just gets him out of there. Then maybe you don't really do the Strickland trilogy straight away because of the way he did it.
So where's the fairness in that? Where's the fairness in that?
There is no fairness in the game.
It's true, and I know, and also
I'm seeing it as a promoter.
Yeah.
If I'm seeing it as a fan, I want to see it again because I think Strickland doesn't matter. It's the second fight, and this is all hypothetical now. Even if Strickland loses the second fight, if they have a rematch and he gets starched in the first round, his first fight domination of Adesanya merits him a third fight regardless of what happens in the second. Even if he gets hit.
What if it's a 5-round domination the other way around? 5-round domination to Izzy of Strickland.
It makes it less exciting, obviously.
Not really. It's like one apiece.
It's like one apiece, then you go again.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking is, I think what I think is what they will do is they'll give the rematch.
Yep.
Pray that Adesanya wins, gets the belt back, and then I think they'll kind of push him aside.
That's what I'm saying. Then it's going to be 𝗬𝗫. It's going to be, but like, I don't mind. I want to see that fight. Izzy 𝗬𝗫.
This is what I'm saying. This is the crazy thing. If Izzy fights him again and loses, just say it's the stylistic nightmare for him and he can't beat him, then this is where we're going to get enter 𝗪𝗪𝗀. I think this is where we're going to see 𝗬𝗪𝗀 will come in.
Now they've got that celebrity or the champion that they want.
Like they've got the guy with the fan base, the name, who's the beast, who could come in and fight Strickland
and take the belt potentially, and then kill everybody
and then dominate and be the guy. If Adesanya loses the next fight, I think their next not puppet, but their next
cash
poster
cow.
boy, their star boy, their cash cow will be 𝗪𝗪𝗀. They all try their best to push him there, and I think he, depending on how he deals with Paulo, I think he destroys everyone in that division. He's a very scary person. I need to see more of him. I'm not like
100%.
completely sold.
Yeah.
Because he stepped up against Gilbert and went life or death with him. So,
but that was a good fight.
I think and that was at 170.
Yeah.
This is 185. Big Paulo Costa.
Completely. That's what I'm saying. But he's been getting bigger. But how much does that translate? in ability to take punches, to take. You get me?
It's gonna be fun regardless. That like this win, as much as I'm a fan of Israel Adesanya, these unexpected twists in divisions open the doors for everything and everyone, and it makes it more exciting, especially as a fan.
No, I don't think anyone can be a fan of one single fighter enough for them to just want him to keep winning and remain boring. Do you get it? Okay, it's tough. You're a fan of Izzy. He lost. He's going through it as well. He didn't stick around for very long in the press conference, in the post-fight.
What do you think that was all about, by the way?
I think he's entitled to that. He was potentially moments away from an AJ moment. Do you get it? From like the belts, they mean nothing. Bismillah, and just going mad and then just walking out. You get me? So I think he's entitled to okay, I've done my bit. He was probably told by Dana, no, you have to show up. He might have even been told that. All right, cool. I'll show up. I'll speak. But I'm also going to delegate this job to my trainer, Eugene Bareman. I don't want to be here. Every fight, win or lose, which mostly win anyway, I'm a sportsman about it. In loss, I'm a gentleman about it. I give credit where it's due. I say congratulations, even if I don't like the guy, even if it was a hard loss, do what I have to do. I show my face, I answer questions, and then I leave. This time I need a moment. And definitely, I believe it was because it was more personal. There was, bad blood there. He dissed his dead homie. He got very personal. Strickland got very personal, at first. The Chinese whore. Just every possible angle, painted nails. He just attacked every angle. So Izzy was like excited. He's like, I'm going to go John Wick on his ass. He couldn't, unfortunately. He couldn't even go flipping John Lewis on his ass. Do you know what I mean? It was dead. It was dead. Oh, damn, but it was like he couldn't do nothing, and that one hurt him more because it was a decisive win. Yeah.
This one hurt him more than losing to Pereira.
Yeah,
100%. I could sense it. I could sense it. Even when they were announcing Strickland winning, and he was doing this, and he's hiding his hand up. Yeah. I could tell he was burning on the inside. Like, damn, 100%. This guy roasted me in the and Izzy's usually very good at the war of words. Yeah, but he lost. He lost that.
And he lost it when it wasn't even their fight. When it was Strickland and Pereira, he was.
It's from then.
Was it Strickland Pereira? So who was Izzy fighting?
Izzy was fighting Cannonier, I think it was.
Yeah. He was. It definitely. Yeah. He was focusing on that, and even in that war of words, he battered him, and it wasn't even his fight. He battered him, and I don't know if he realized he was sowing the seed for an enemy, a creation of an enemy, but he did, and it made it even harder to deal with. He was on me then when it was not even my fight, and I lost the war of words. He finished him. Then in this one, when it was actually them two fighting, it was actually a little bit less of a battering. You get me?
Yeah, it was.
Because Strickland always gave him his flowers. He said, listen, he's an incredible fighter. I just don't like him as a man. He's an amazing sportsman. He's an amazing athlete. He's an amazing fighter. I just don't like him. I don't agree with a lot of what he does, blah, 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 blah. This dog, the fingernails or whatever, the painted nails, a lot of things that he just didn't like. The Chinese, the sellout. He called him a Chinese whore, Chinaman. You gotta find it funny, blood.
It is funny.
But he battered him. He battered him mentally. And that made it worse because, like you said, Izzy doesn't really lose these things. They don't really get under his skin. And I still don't think it got under his skin because he usually thinks, I'm going to win, and then all of this is erased. That's why it burnt him more. It didn't get under his skin, but he lost. Yes. As well as the war of words, he lost the physical fight. And that's like, I couldn't even equalize.
Yes, exactly. My point was that exactly.
Yeah.
Is the fact that I don't even have the opportunity to get back at everything you said and did
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know, because I've lost. It's like, cool, because he did it in the press conference.
Yeah.
Wait, calm,
Yeah.
cool, relax. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to stoop to your level.
Mm-hmm.
The video on our Instagram. I'm not going to stoop down to that level. He cussed, he did this, my homie, this, all these things. I wasn't going to get. I said, you know what? I've got smarter people around me.
Yeah.
They told me, in the cage, leave it in the cage. And the fact that I could tell he was so hurt was because of the fact that he couldn't actually deliver on his promise. You know, he didn't have the legs to stand. He couldn't come back. Because even if it was a close fight and he got robbed, then maybe you could make a song and a dance about it. You could say a few things.
Yeah.
Or you rocked him and battered him and then you got caught.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But because you lost 4 rounds to 1, pretty...
decisively.
Not pretty decisively. It was very comfortable for Strickland.
Yeah.
There was at no point was he in danger. At no point was he hurt. Yeah. At no point did it look like the fight was going to change, like the tide didn't turn. Izzy had a very good round 2 after being knocked down in round 1.
Yeah.
But apart from that round where, again, the Strickland's output remained the same throughout, Izzy just upped his a little bit more.
For that one round?
For that one round, because I think he knew he got knocked down and he wanted to.
He had to do more. Yeah.
So it was a combination of things. It was a combination of being frustrated in the cage and not being able to land what I can usually land and get someone out of there or dominate the way I usually do, and then having the fact that someone beaten me in the war of words outside of the cage as well. Afterwards, I have to. I can't. Yeah. I will look worse by being a sore loser and saying, you know, I this guy's an arse, this, blah, blah, blah. He had to put his hand up. He had to raise it to save face. Yeah. He had to, because if he didn't, at the end of the day, people already hate him. They hate him more now that he's lost. If he had gone about that in that way, didn't show up to the press conference, even if it was a minute, 30 seconds, 10 minutes, if he didn't show up, finished.
Yeah,
so it would have been done, because he's already getting destroyed online. Already. And it's a bit unfair. It's unjust criticism, because people forget that he's been the most active champion. Apart from Kamaru Usman at a certain time, Israel Adesanya, I think, has just been defending, fighting everybody.
And I think it is unfair. I do think it's unfair. And again, the Batman won. I'm actually happy Strickland won, and mainly from a parity perspective. But you can't discredit my man or discount Izzy's sportsmanship.
I've seen some ridiculous statements online.
These guys are dumb. Guys are dumb.
Nonsense.
But when you're a hater, you're a hater. Like when you don't like somebody, you can justify anything you want to say. You could just find a way to justify it. But it's a load of waffle. Like it's just dead. It's dead.
I saw something on X yesterday where someone said, let's point this out now, maybe he was just never that good.
I saw that as well. And I was shocked. Like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? Like, with respect, you have to just shut up and think for a second. He's gone in with who he went in with. His idol not battered him, but won. Romero. That was a weird fight, but he's still, again, on paper, he's battered everybody. And most people, or some of these people, twice. You can't ever say he wasn't that good. He was that good and better. And he is that good and better. Styles make fights. I don't know if he overlooked Strickland. I don't know if he just got stuck because it was a style he wasn't prepared for. He didn't understand. Striker versus striker, the threat of the takedown constantly there, but there was no actual threat of a takedown. It was a mind F. Do you get it? Like it was just like, I don't know how he's gonna come into this fight. Excuse me. Strickland just did what he does, which is just the man dance, innit? Yeah. And he was clinical with it. His defense was impregnable. He was just ferocious, and he wanted to eat his heart. Do you get me? And he did. He didn't. It wasn't a masterclass. It wasn't like a schoolboy. Like, he didn't school him. He did just enough in every round, but it was clearly enough. Do you get me? He didn't allow Izzy to get off. He did just enough. He did not let Izzy's attacks even hurt him, threaten. He wasn't worried. He had no respect. I think, no, sorry. He did have respect for his for his striking. He did have respect, but he had more faith in his defense and his patience. That's what I think it was. Do you get it? Because he was super patient with it. Most fighters would have had less discipline and said, "Bun this, man. I'm just gonna," but then he would have got cracked. He would have got countered, slept. This time round, he was just patient, clinical, patient, clinical, and finally just got exactly what he needed, just enough. He didn't do an amazing amount of work. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It was a B+ performance, but executed in like an A-star fashion. You get it? His skill set is there, but he's very basic with it. What did he do? 1s, 2s, occasional hooks. That's it. Just punching. I'm sure he threw a couple. He must have thrown a couple of. He definitely did, but I don't recall them because the highlight reel, if you show, like, maybe if you were to watch the fight on the highlights on YouTube, you would just see his punching. And what was it? 1, 2, and then this thing here. 1, 2, maybe a little hook. That was the most.
He's got a fantastic jab though.
That's all, but that's all he needed. It's not even like.
I remember watching him in the pre-workouts.
Pre-workouts. Open workout.
Open workouts. Pre-fight workouts. Yeah. I was watching him, and his jab looks super sharp.
Yeah.
And in my head, it's like Izzy's the best striker in the UFC anyway, so it's like I just can't see him outstriking him. I can't see him dominating him in that specific skill set.
Yeah.
And if he does, might have success for a round, 2, half, but I couldn't see the way he would do it in that fashion. And it wasn't even like I said, it wasn't a masterclass. It wasn't a complete domination, as in I'm throwing 1,000 punches and I'm swerving and I'm dipping and I'm diving and you know. It was just, he swarmed him. He mentally broke him down and just gobbled him up. He just followed him around.
Gobbled him up.
He followed him around.
Yeah.
He did what
he had no space to breathe.
He did what we see in boxing, Gennady Golovkin used to do to a lot of guys. Smother you, follow you, break you down, but cut the ring off so smart.
Yeah.
Not wasting energy, especially when you're fighting a guy who's so quick and he's agile and he can move around. You cut the ring off in certain angles, and the ring becomes smaller. The cage becomes smaller. And I said it to you in round 3. I said, Adesanya looks tired. And you're like, what do you mean? And I was like, he's breathing heavily through his mouth already.
And that's something, again, that's out of character for Izzy. He does this breathing stuff and he rarely gets tired in his fights, or he rarely shows he's tired. He was tired. He was...
In the fifth,
he changed him as a person in that fight. That's what I'm trying to say.
100%. That's what I'm saying is the mental breakdown happened from 1.
Yeah.
Not from 3, 4.
Yes.
It started as soon as that straight right hand landed, the mental block appeared.
Yeah.
Because Izzy was like, damn, this guy was not... this wasn't in the script. You were not meant to touch me, let alone knock me down. It's Israel Adesanya's first knockdown in the UFC. He's never been knocked down before that. He's been knocked out, but stopped, but he never fell against Pereira.
Okay.
Never been knocked down statistically.
Was that his first knockdown?
Officially, that's his first knockdown.
Why am I... Okay, rah.
Against a guy who was the unheralded underdog, the guy who no one expected to do it in that fashion.
Do you know what he did?
And he just completely flipped the script.
Yeah.
And Izzy couldn't understand, couldn't comprehend it. And then, if he did eventually understand and comprehend what's going on, he wasn't allowed to turn it into his own fight.
Yeah. Strickland's like first round statement and setting the tone made Izzy feel like the underdog, made Izzy feel like he was destined to lose, if that makes sense, and made Strickland, and that made him ooze with confidence and feel like he was the favourite. And that's what happened. That is what happened. He really mentally, he's a strong guy, and he mentally mashed
100%.
my man.
100%.
Yeah.
I think my message out there to the fans who are watching this, Israel Adesanya is not finished.
Absolutely not.
Israel Adesanya is not done.
Mm-hmm.
He is not great, as some people are putting it.
He's not great.
He is not great.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As some people are putting it.
Yeah.
He has been elite. He is elite, and he will also remain elite, regardless
100%.
of who he lost to. People lose fights all the time. Styles make fights. We see it, and this is where some people become fickle. And this is my message to you guys: do not forget what this guy has done for the UFC, for the sport, and for the division.
Yeah.
Been in there with every single challenger there is, defeated every single challenger there is, rematch or not.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt in my mind, if he avenges the Strickland loss, moves on and fights someone else and wins again, then everybody's going to be
jump back on
the boat. So do not discredit him. Do not say now he is this person. He's lost hunger. He's not the same guy. Because before the build-up to this fight, everyone was still saying that he could be one of the greatest middleweights of all time. He could eclipse Anderson Silva. He is the best striker. He is this. He is that. One loss doesn't define you. Two losses don't define you. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When you are elite, you find a way to come back.
Yes.
And he has shown us before he can do it. So there's no doubt in my mind that he can do it again. If he does it, he does it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. The UFC will carry on. This division will move on. There will be other fighters to come in and out.
And he'll still go down in history. He will still go down in history. This MMA is not boxing. MMA is not boxing. You have to remember that a loss, 2 losses, 3 losses, 5 losses don't mean what they mean in boxing. Look at, what's his name? Come on, man. The champ has a name. And it's Oliveira. Yeah? The champion has a name, and his name is Charles Oliveira. Is he a great, yes or no?
Yes.
How many losses has he got on his record?
5, I think.
I thought 9.
Sorry.
I thought 9, something like that. I don't know.
if it's 5 in the
I actually
UFC.
don't know off the
Let me
top of
check.
my head. But he has many.
Give it a second.
Now, he's got many losses, but he's still up there. And it's like 2 phases of his career. Nah.
Yes.
How many?
9 losses.
9 losses. Do you see what I'm trying to say? That's a lot of losses. You cannot deny how great he is. You can't. So if you're going to talk about these 2 losses and say, let's not talk about the light heavy, against 𝗵𝗶𝗵𝗵𝗁. Let's talk about these 2 losses. If you're going to say that's it, he's been found out and he wasn't that great, you're a fool. And it's easy to mix your dislike of somebody's character. I don't particularly like Izzy's character. I don't like but he's just doing him. I'm not a fan of his character, of how he is as a person in terms of his trying to be the entertainer. But again, to each their own. But as a fighter, as an actual entertainer in terms of bringing eyeballs to the sport, he's class. He's top level. So you can't say he was never that great. That's stupid, and you know you're fooling yourself. 2 losses mean nothing. If he never wins a fight again, if he goes on a 5-fight skid, and then retires, he's still a great. He is still one of the best the division has ever seen. So let's not be stupid here. But at the same time, let's understand that Strickland was perhaps underrated, perhaps overlooked. And he's on the scene. He's a champion. And there's lots for him to do. And we're just going to find out where it goes next. I don't particularly, like I said, I don't particularly want to see a rematch. If I do see a rematch, I want Strickland to win. I want him to win, and we'll just see how things go in the Strickland era. Do you get me?
It's nice. A switch up is nice. 100%.
Yeah, we just need a bit of change.
You shake it up, and you get different equations equal different answers, and it makes more fun.
So much fun. And losses don't mean much. I don't like this. Oh, he's got 2 losses, 3 losses. Bruv, you've seen 3, 4, 5 losses in a row, and the fighters have still come back and shown their greatness. Do you get me?
100%. Before we end it, I'm going to say this. Congratulations to you, Sean Strickland.
Yes.
You are the man, you are the myth, and you will now be a legend. You went into the home Not actually his homeland, his hometown.
Close enough. It's close enough.
But you went close enough to his house, basically.
You went close to the belly of the beast. He was like the esophagus of the beast.
Exactly. You went to the esophagus and you did what 99.87 people on the planet expected you not to do. You went in and dominated arguably the greatest middleweight of all time, definitely of this era, and you walked away with his belt and a smile on your face.
Absolutely mad.
Congratulations. You deserve the time off, whether you do or not. You deserve a nice holiday. You deserve some good food. You deserve to go and enjoy yourself. You deserve all the plaudits and all the credit that's going to come with this win. You've basically silenced a lot of haters who said you're just a loudmouth and a redneck and all this stuff and brash, and you're not really a fighter. You're just good at selling them. But then also you did a lot of people proud as well who believed in you, because there were a minority of fans out there who did have Strickland winning and were very happy that you did. So congratulations. You definitely showed your skills. You proved to a lot of people that you can hang in there with the elite.
Yep.
Win or lost before you came back and you proved it. The underdog story lives on for a long, long time.
Yep.
Thank you, Tarzan, for a great performance. And we look forward to seeing what you do next, because whatever happens in the Sean Strickland era is definitely going to be fun.
100%. You said he deserves some time off. He says he doesn't want any time off. He says he's going to be back on Tuesday in the gym.
That's his time off. A few days.
It's true.
That's
in
his
the
time
gym,
off. A few days off.
looking at the belt once or twice and getting back in
And
there.
then selling it for $1,700.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys, girls, dogs, alive or dead, I have been your boy Fat Mouse. Who we had here? Who else have we had?
I need to take a deep breath for my name. I've been Cash with a K, not a C.
This has been the Sweet Science Podcast. Guys, do not forget.
Wait.
Because what?
It's been the Sweet Science Podcast, episode number what?
Episode number 69.
Love
And
that
I'm
much.
just a grown kid who finds these things funny.
I don't understand it though. I don't see
Me neither.
the I don't get it. It's just a number, no?
Of course it is. But don't forget, please, to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And do not forget to share, please. All right? I might not say it 5 times in the video like everybody else. Guys, before we go any further, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like what we're doing, it really supports us. The only reason I don't do this is because I forget. It's not because I don't want to be annoying. Because if I don't tell you to do it or ask you to do it, you're not going to do it. So perhaps do it. You know? Perhaps like it. Perhaps comment. Perhaps subscribe. Perhaps share. Do it all. And if you've done it, comment done in the comments.
Comment down in the comments.
Thank you very much indeed.
Hi guys, it's Cash with a K, not C, from the Sweet Science Podcast. I'm moving around on the chair. Just wanted to say thank you for watching the video. If you liked, make sure to comment, like, subscribe. This is the channel. He's the man. We've been the Sweet Science Podcast.